Welcome back to the Garden with Joe and Holly radio show. Thank you so much for taking part of your day out to be with us. Spring flower planting guides. You know, we talk a lot about them early on in the year about vegetable gardening, but also we want to incorporate flowers into our garden, not just for the the bees and the butterflies and the insects, but also they're pretty to look at, whether you're going annual or perennial in that flower category.
Right, and I think that it's smart to do both, annual and perennial. You get a little bit, especially if you can. I mean, obviously there's cases where you can't.
And that's why, like, you do annuals on the porch in the containers.
Right, I do annuals on the porch in the containers. I don't think it would be an issue if I wanted to grow perennials, but I would just have to talk with our neighbor. But he does a good job of growing perennials. So you want to know your frost date. That's the first step. So your last average frost date. So you can simply figuring this out by going to your favorite search engine, putting in last annual frost date, and then your zip code, and then that will give you an idea. Ours was April or
okay. Early April.
Yeah. So anyway, so this will help you determine when to start your seeds. And then it'll also help you determine when to possibly plant perennial flowers. Some perennial flowers should have been planted in the
perennial flowers in the fall. Now you can do perennial flowers in a pot. The bigger the pot, the better it is. The more insulation, with soil and the material of the pot, for better to provide space for the roots to develop. Water, soil maintenance. So there's things to do that way. And also perennial flowers based on your geographical area will differ from other portions of the country. So your mileage may vary. You're going to have to do research on what works best for your growing zone and climate.
Right. So that is something, you want to determine there.
Always, number one rule of container gardening, what is it?
Have drainage.
There you go.
So... also, when you are looking at, say you're like, I'm going to start annual flowers, I'm going to grow these seeds, I'm going to order these. I went into my favorite place, like jungseed.com, and I ordered all these pretty flowers, and then you didn't look at how to plant them. I made this mistake. I bought wave petunia plugs, and those have to be planted a certain way and started a certain time, and I did not make it happen, and that's okay. You live and learn. So what you want to keep in mind is that if you are going to start these from seed, how soon before you're going to put them outside. Usually it's 6 to 8 weeks, but sometimes it's more. And there's certain seeds that you just probably don't want to start, like sunflower seeds. I did start sunflower seeds inside, and then I had sunflowers in like July, which was early for us, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, just make sure you are reading the back of the seed packet to figure out the specific recommendation. Also, make sure you're growing in your right zone.
Yeah, perennial flower seeds, 8 to 10 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks. You want to, it's all based on planting indoors on your last frost date, or a week to 2 or 3 to 5 weeks before your last average frost date. So it all varies. 8 to 10 weeks. Give or take. So again, back of the package indicates that even before, like you said, even before you click on to put it in the cart, is it something, one, that is doable for you? Do you have the time? Do you have the space? Or is this one of those situations where I could go and buy seeds at jungseed.com for, I'm picking an arbitrary number, $25 for the seeds? Or because of my situation, my work schedule, I want to enjoy the flowers and have minimum amount of work. So I will invest $60 or $70 or $80 and go to my local independent garden center in the spring and buy these already planted, ready. So I just do is plop them in the ground, and I can enjoy the beauty and have minimal amount of work, because that's what I want in life.
And that's perfectly fine. And sometimes you cannot find seeds for something that you can find at the garden center. It's happened to me. I grew these, I think they were like African daisies, and I could only find them at the garden center. I couldn't find the seeds. So they have different access to stock as well.
When to plant spring and summer bulbs? This is a question that comes in a lot. Spring flower bulbs are those blooms from early spring to early summer. These are daffodils, crocuses, and daffodils. They should all be planted in the fall. Summer flowering bulbs from early summer to early fall include multiple different flower varieties, and you can plant those in the spring. Not all bulbs are actually bulbs. A true bulb is a specific type of underground storage structure. Think an onion or tulip or daffodil. Many popular bulbs are actually other than the other types of structure that is storage for energy.
Right. So one thing I wanted to talk about for annual flowers is noting their height. So some of these annual flowers, well, they're good for becoming cut flowers, flowers you cut and bring into your house. And you want to keep that in mind when you start them, because you might only want to start a few or a lot, as opposed to maybe some shorter flowers that you have for the ambiance to enjoy.
There's another thing you want to keep in mind if you're going to have cut flowers and you're intending them to bring in the house. One being, do you have pets, and are they allergic or deadly to those pets? Right. And two, are you allergic to those? Because there are some flowers that people are allergic to versus other flowers that they're not.
Well, just like the ditch flowers that I call them, the flowers that grow in the ditches.
The purple ones?
The purple ones. I forget what flower they are. I'm allergic to them, or something, because I went to go pick some
in the ditch.
And
that may be part of the correlation of what you're allergic to, something you're stirring around in the ditch while you're cutting the flowers.
But so my legs itch. But then also when I had them in my car, the scent just made my eyes water. And I actually
because they're so pretty, you'll sacrifice.
They were so pretty, I sacrificed. I just opened my windows, and then I did bring them home, and I pressed some of them, some of the ditch flowers. So.
Okay. Explain the pressing of it, because people may want to try to utilize that. Why would somebody want to press a flower?
You can use them for prettiness, for craftiness, whatever. Sometimes maybe if you just want to have a little keepsake of some pretty flowers. I just put them between parchment paper and put them in a thick book, and then put heavier books on top, and then within a couple months they're dried and pressed. Okay, so real quick on the caring for the bulbs. You want to wait until the spring flower bulbs have finished blooming and their foliage has died back before you dig them up or divide them or move them around. So you want to mark their location, as they're blooming, because when they die back, you're just going, I don't know what I got there. Or photograph it with your phone. I mean, why not? We all have that. And mark the location. And then late summer and early fall is a good time to divide and transplant those. Fall is also the time for digging up summer flower bulbs. I inverted that. That need to be stored inside for the winter. So these bulbs, they can't handle that freeze cold. The spring bulbs that will bloom that you planted in the fall, many of those require cold hours or chill hours in order to do what they need to do, like garlic in the fall in the vegetable world. The summer bulbing flowers, they can't handle it. You're going to have to dig them up and bring them inside and store them correctly, and then plant them again based on your geographical area. You may be in an area where you don't need to do that, but many places, everybody in the north is going to have to do that in colder climate winters. Right.
So you want to grow flowers from seed, from bulb. It's really a lot easier than you think, and you'll be amazed of the wildlife that comes into your garden, that not only will you're benefiting them, but you're also benefiting your edible landscape, your vegetables that needs pollinating as well.
So, are you looking for something that you don't want to bring in your home?
Leave the garden outside.
Leave the garden outside, like the mud on your boots or shoes, or whatever else you may be walking in. Scrusher has the boot and shoe cleaner. It's the original multi-use, long-lasting boot scrubber. It's a durable outdoor shoe cleaner. It's made from weather-resistant steel frame and black UV powder coated for year-round use. You can easily install it right by your door. You can
Mount it, screw it tight,
whatever,
on
whatever
your
you want to
step.
do. Otherwise, you can just leave it there. It's easy to use with just a few passes through the boot. Brushes remove dirt, mud, slush from any type of shoe. It's user-friendly. It's designed to ensure trouble-free cleaning, saving you time and effort. So all you have to do is go to Scrusher.com. You can use code NOMOREDIRT5 to save 5% off and free shipping at checkouts. That's Scrusher.com. No more dirt 5% off free shipping.
And it's made in America.
Yes.